Hey there, coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. Imagine this, you're digging through your pocket change, just minding your own business, and boom. You stumble across a nickel. Not just any nickel, though. This one's got a 1982 D mint mark. Could it be worth more than 5 cents? Could it pay for your next pizza night or, who knows, a tropical vacation? Stick around because today we're diving deep into the 1982 P Jefferson Nickel, its value, quirks, and why it might just be your new favorite coin to hunt for. Spoiler alert, you might never look at nickels the same way again. Alright, first things first, what's the deal with the 1982 P Jefferson Nickel? For those new to the coin game, the D stands for the Denver Mint, where these nickels were produced. In 1982, the Denver Mint cranked out over 373 million Jefferson nickels. Yep, that's a whole lot of nickels. But before you start thinking, too common to be special, let's get into the juicy details. Here's where it gets interesting. In 1982, the US Mint was having a bit of an identity crisis. They were transitioning from one nickel alloy to another due to rising metal costs. This means quality control wasn't exactly their strong suit that year. Enter errors and varieties. Some 1982 D nickels have weak strikes, which means the design details didn't press into the coin properly. Others might have funky misalignments or even doubling, where parts of the design appear twice. These errors can send a coin's value skyrocketing faster than a meme stock. Let me share a quick story. A few years ago, my buddy Dave, total skeptic about coin collecting, by the way, was cleaning out his junk drawer and found a jar of nickels. Among them, a 1982 D nickel with a double die error. He sold it for $50 at an auction. Dave went from, "Why do you even care about old coins?" to, "Should I start hunting nickels?" faster than I could say numismatics. True story. So, how do you know if your 1982 D nickel is worth more than 5 cents? Grab a magnifying glass or, if you're fancy, a jeweler's loupe. Focus on key areas like Jefferson's face, the lettering, and Monticello on the reverse side. Look for doubling, weak strikes, or any weird marks that don't look like regular wear and tear. Even small anomalies can mean big bucks. Now, let's talk current market value. A run-of-the-mill 1982 D nickel in average condition is still, well, worth 5 cents. But if you've got one in pristine condition, known as mint state, it could fetch anywhere from $1 to $15. Not bad, right? And if you're lucky enough to find one with a rare error or variety, you're looking at $50 to even $200, depending on the error type and coin's condition. That's like turning a nickel into a fancy dinner date. Oh, and a quick tip, if you're serious about selling, get your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Sure, it costs a little upfront, but it'll add credibility and could boost the coin's value in the eyes of collectors. So, there you have it. The 1982 D Jefferson Nickel might just be the unsung hero of your loose change. Whether it's a weak strike, a double die, or just in stunning condition, this little coin could turn into a surprising payday. Who knew nickels could be so exciting, right? If you're as pumped as I am about the treasure hiding in your pocket change, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and join our coin-loving community. I'm here to help you uncover more hidden gems, share coin hunting tips, and maybe even inspire your next big find. And hey, drop a comment if you've ever found a rare nickel or have a coin story to share. I'd love to hear about it. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you checked your pocket change? Seriously, there could be a little 5-cent wonder hiding in there worth way more than a nickel. Today, we're diving into the story of the 1987 P Jefferson Nickel. This humble coin might just surprise you with its value, so stick around because I'm going to break down what makes this coin special, how to spot a valuable one, and what it's worth in today's market. Oh, and fair warning, by the end of this video, you'll probably be rating your couch cushions, car consoles, and piggy banks. Let's get started. Alright, so the 1987 P Jefferson Nickel. What's the deal? For starters, the P stands for Philadelphia, where this coin was minted. That year, the mint produced over 580 million of these nickels. Yup, that's a ton of nickels. So why would anyone pay more than face value for one? It all comes down to three things: condition, errors, and rarity. Condition matters. Coins are like people, the better they age, the more valuable they are. Collectors look for coins in mint state condition, meaning no scratches, no wear and tear, and that shiny, just left the mint look. If your 1987 P nickel looks like it survived a zombie apocalypse, it's probably not worth much more than 5 cents. But if it's pristine, it could fetch $10, $20, or even more at auction. Use a magnifying glass to check the coin's surface. If you see crisp details on Jefferson's face and the Monticello building, you've got a winner. Error coins are the jackpot. Now here's where things get fun. Minting errors make coins unique, and collectors love unique. For example, a 1987 P nickel with a double die error, where parts of the design are doubled, can be worth hundreds of dollars. Another error to watch for is an off-center strike, where the design looks like it's sliding off the coin. These mistakes turn everyday coins into mini jackpots. I once found a misprinted penny in my grandma's old coin jar. Thought it was just junk, but it ended up being worth $75. Imagine that, a penny funding my pizza night. So yeah, errors are goldmines. While the 1987 P nickel isn't rare in general, finding one in top-notch condition or with errors is a different story. The rarer the coin, the more collectors will pay to add it to their collection. Some high-grade examples have sold for over $1,000. Yes, $1,000 for a nickel. Let that sink in. What's the current market saying? Okay, so what's the 1987 P nickel worth right now? For a standard circulated coin, it's probably only worth face value. But in mint state, prices start around $5 and can climb to $30 or more depending on the grade. Error coins. Those can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $100. It all depends on the type of error and its rarity. If you think you've got a valuable nickel, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Yeah, there's a fee, but it's worth it to confirm your coin's value. So, there you have it, folks. The 1987 P Jefferson Nickel might seem like just another piece of change, but with the right combination of condition, errors, and rarity, it could be worth a lot more. Who knew a little nickel could pack such a punch? Before you go, here's your homework: check your change. Who knows? You might be sitting on a goldmine and not even realize it. And if you find something cool, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. I post videos every week on coins worth money and tips for turning your pocket change into serious cash. So, what are you waiting for? Subscribe now and let's start this treasure hunt together. Have you ever found yourself staring at the change in your pocket, wondering if that nickel could buy you more than just a pack of gum? Well, stick around because today we're talking about the 1992 P Jefferson Nickel, a little coin with some big secrets. Could it be worth more than its face value? Let's find out together. Oh, and quick heads up, if you're into coins, rare finds, and money-making strategies, hit that subscribe button right now. You won't regret it. Now, let's dive in. Alright, so what's the deal with the 1992 P Jefferson Nickel? First things first, let me explain what that little D stands for. It's the mint mark, meaning this coin was made in Denver. Denver's been cranking out coins since 1906, but not every nickel that comes out of there is worth more than 5 cents. That's where the 1992 D gets interesting. You see, like every other year, the US Mint produced a lot of nickels in 1992, we're talking over 500 million of them. So why would anyone care about this one? It all comes down to condition, errors, and, of course, collectors. Let's start with condition. In the coin world, we're all about that mint state. A coin in mint state looks like it just rolled off the press. No scratches, no wear, just shiny perfection. A 1992 P Jefferson Nickel in mint state can fetch anywhere from $5 to $30 depending on its grade. Doesn't sound like much? Well, that's just the beginning. Now, here's where it gets juicy: error coins. Errors are like the bloopers of the coin world. Maybe the die was cracked, the strike was off-center, or the planchet had a defect. These little oopsies can turn an ordinary nickel into a collector's dream. For example, a 1992 D with a double die error, where parts of the design appear doubled, could go for hundreds of dollars. Imagine finding one of those in your junk drawer. Speaking of junk drawers, let me share a quick story. A while back, I was helping a friend clean out her late grandfather's belongings. We found this old coffee can full of coins. She's like, "Do you want to take these? They're just pennies and nickels." I'm thinking, jackpot. Sure enough, there was a 1992 P Jefferson Nickel in pristine condition. I ended up selling it for $20, which may not sound like a fortune, but hey, that's a free pizza night just for checking some spare change. Alright, let's talk about current market value. For the average 1992 P Jefferson Nickel in circulated condition, it's still just 5 cents. But if you've got one in mint state or an error coin, that's where the real value lies. As of today, a high-grade 1992 D can bring in up to $30, and error coins could fetch several $100s depending on the rarity and demand. Keep in mind, these values can fluctuate, so if you've got one, it's worth getting it appraised. So there you have it, the 1992 P Jefferson Nickel isn't just another piece of pocket change. With a little luck and some sharp eyes, you might just uncover a hidden treasure. Who knows, your next trip to the coin jar could fund your next night out or even a small vacation. Before you go, let me leave you with this: coins are like little pieces of history that fit right in your hand. Who wouldn't want to turn a nickel into $100 while learning a thing or two about the past? If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and drop a comment below. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips on coins worth money, strategies for selling, and maybe a few more personal stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy hunting! So, you've got a 1996 P Jefferson Nickel sitting in your coin jar, and you're wondering if you've just stumbled upon a small fortune. Well, guess what? You might be holding a little treasure in your hands. Stick around, and let's dive into the crazy world of rare nickels, and I'll break down what makes the 1996 D so special. Spoiler alert, it's not just a piece of copper and nickel. Alright, let's start with the basics. You've probably already noticed that the 1996 P Jefferson Nickel has the usual design, the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front, and Monticello on the back. Classic, right? But here's the thing, just because it looks like a regular nickel doesn't mean it's worth just 5 cents. No, my friend, some of these little guys are making waves in the coin market. The 1996 P Jefferson Nickel is interesting because while most of them are worth, well, 5 cents, some of them have been known to fetch a much higher price, especially when it comes to uncirculated versions or coins with unique errors. I'm talking about the kind of nickels that make you go, "Whoa, I've been carrying around a gold mine this whole time." But here's the catch: most of these 1996 D nickels are not going to make you a millionaire. But a few of them can still sell for a decent amount, and that's what we're going to talk about. First, let's talk about the regular 1996 P Jefferson Nickel. If you're looking at a coin that's in circulation, maybe a bit worn down, you're not going to get anything more than face value. So, if you've got one of those in your pocket, don't start planning your vacation just yet. But don't toss it away, because there's a whole lot more going on with this nickel than meets the eye. Now, if your coin looks like it's never seen the light of day, maybe it's a gem, uncirculated condition, shiny and perfect, well, that's where the magic happens. A high-quality 1996 D could be worth anywhere from $1 to $2, depending on the condition. You know, like finding that rare Pokemon card in mint condition, except it's a nickel instead of a Charizard. Still worth something, but here's where it gets interesting. If you're lucky enough to find one with an error, you're in for a real treat. One of the more common errors is the double die variety, which gives the coin a funky, doubled image. It's like someone pressed the stamp twice. Pretty cool, right? A 1996 D with a double die can bring in anywhere from $50 to a few $100, depending on the severity of the error and the coin's condition. Now, let me tell you about a time when I found an old coin that I thought was just another pocket dweller. I had this nickel that looked, well, a little rough around the edges. It wasn't shiny, but I kept it anyway because it was from the 90s. Long story short, I ended up selling it for a decent amount, way more than I ever expected. The lesson here? Never underestimate the potential of a boring old nickel. You never know what hidden gems you might find in your pocket change, so, back to the 1996 P Jefferson Nickel. If you're holding on to one of these, make sure you check the details. Look for high-quality coins, look for potential errors, and most importantly, don't throw them out if you think they're nothing special. They might just be worth more than you think. So, there you have it, folks. The 1996 P Jefferson Nickel is one of those coins that can either be a meh, just another nickel, or it could be the one that helps you level up your coin collection. If you've got one of these in your jar, give it a closer look. It could be your ticket to a sweet little profit, or at the very least, a fun story to tell. And hey, if you're into finding coins that are worth more than just their face value, you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, because I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and coin strategies to help you make some serious cash with your collection. Remember, you never know what's hiding in your change. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with more coin treasure hunts. Have you ever dug through a pile of loose change and wondered if you might have just stumbled upon a small fortune? Well, today, we're diving into one coin that might just have you thinking you found a hidden treasure, the 1999 P Jefferson Nickel. Sounds like a typical nickel, right? But trust me, this little guy could be more valuable than you think. Stick around because, in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you why this coin is worth checking your change jar for. Plus, I'm going to throw in some personal stories and insider tips. So, what's the deal with this 1999 P Jefferson Nickel? Well, first off, let me tell you, not all nickels are created equal. Some are just, well, nickels, and others, like the 1999 D, are kind of like the cool kids of the coin world. But why? It all comes down to its rarity and condition. In 1999, the US Mint produced billions of nickels, okay, maybe not billions, but a lot. Most of them are still floating around out there in pocket change, not worth much more than the 5 cents they were minted for. But here's the kicker, there's a subset of 1999 P Jefferson nickels that are worth much more than face value. Specifically, those in pristine condition, uncirculated or with certain error features, could fetch up to $100 or more. Yes, you heard that right, $100 for a nickel. That's a lot of vending machine snacks or maybe one fancy coffee if you're into that sort of thing, but the truth is, most 1999 D nickels aren't going to make you rich overnight. So, let's break it down. The value of these coins really depends on a few factors. Condition. As with most coins, the better the condition, the higher the value. A 1999 D nickel in mint condition could potentially be worth around $5 to $10, which is still a decent little find. However, if your coin is in near perfect or uncirculated condition, it could go up to $50 or more at auction. And if you have one with a unique flaw or error, like a double die or an off-center strike, well, that's where things get crazy. We're talking hundreds of dollars. Mint mark and error coins. Speaking of errors, don't just pass over those 1999 D nickels without taking a closer look. Some of these coins were struck with misalignments, doubling, or other interesting defects that could send their value skyrocketing. If you spot a double die or a major error, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. Now, I'm not going to lie. When I first started getting into coin collecting, I wasn't all that interested in nickels. I thought they were the boring cousins of quarters and dimes. But one day, I was rummaging through my change jar, because who doesn't do that, right? And I found this weird 1999 D nickel. I stared at it for a minute, not really thinking much of it. But something just felt off. The more I examined it, the more I realized this nickel had a unique shine, almost like it had never been touched. Long story short, I got it appraised, and bam, it was worth more than the 5 cents I thought it was. Now, I'm here to tell you, don't overlook your coins, especially the 1999 P Jefferson Nickel. Alright, folks, now you know that the 1999 P Jefferson Nickel isn't just your average pocket change. If you find one in great condition, or if it has an error, you might be sitting on more money than you think. So, next time you're digging through that pile of pennies, dimes, or nickels, give those 1999 P Jefferson nickels a second look. Who knows? You might just find your ticket to a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on which coins are actually worth money, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on future videos. I'm here to help you navigate the world of coin collecting, and trust me, there's a lot more treasure out there than you'd expect. Thanks for watching, and remember, check your change, you never know when you'll find something amazing. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below if you've ever found something valuable in your change jar. Or, if you've got any questions about the 1999 P Jefferson Nickel, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy coin hunting. Maybe you're sipping on some coffee, scrolling through your phone, and you catch a glimpse of a Jefferson nickel from 2000. You think, another one of those nickels. Nothing special. But what if I told you, yes, what if I told you, that very coin could be worth more than your morning latte? Stick with me for the next few minutes, and let's see if we can turn that seemingly ordinary 2000p mint mark Jefferson nickel into a wallet-fattening gem. Spoiler alert, it's possible. Alright, let's dive in. The 2000p Jefferson Nickel. It's a coin that most people would just throw in their pocket or toss into a jar full of forgotten change. But if you happen to have one of these coins in decent condition, you might want to take another look. Let's talk about why. First off, the 2000p mint mark Jefferson Nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, the P mint mark might seem like no big deal, after all, it's on most coins, right? But when we talk about coin values, even the smallest details can make a huge difference. The 2000p Jefferson Nickel, while not super rare, can still fetch a pretty penny, pun intended, of course. Now, the base value of a typical 2000p nickel in regular circulation is just, well, 5 cents. But hold on to your seat, because in certain conditions, this coin can sell for a lot more. A 2000p Jefferson nickel in unopened, uncirculated condition can be worth around 25 cents to $1. Not a huge fortune, but hey, it's more than 5 cents, right? And if the coin's in mint condition, like, really pristine, some collectors have paid anywhere from $1 to $5 for it. But wait, it gets better. There are certain special editions of the 2000p Jefferson Nickel that could make your heart race. Specifically, if your nickel has a full steps design on the reverse side, meaning the steps on Monticello are fully detailed, your coin's value could jump up significantly. We're talking about a few bucks more than the standard version. And if you're lucky enough to have a nickel with an error, well, my friend, now you've got a potential jackpot. Speaking of finding hidden treasures in your change, let me tell you a little story. A few months ago, I was sifting through my own coin collection, like we all do in our downtime, right? And I came across a 2000p Jefferson Nickel. At first, I didn't think much of it. It looked like the same old nickel. But then, I noticed the reverse side, and there it was, full steps. Now, I didn't immediately jump into a frenzy or anything, but I knew enough to be excited. Long story short, I sold it online for about $3.50. It wasn't a fortune, but it was enough to treat myself to a nice dinner. Moral of the story: it pays to pay attention to the details. So, what have we learned today? The 2000p Jefferson Nickel might seem like a plain Jane at first glance, but with a little extra knowledge and some luck, it could be more valuable than you thought. Whether it's in mint condition, has full steps, or happens to be a rare error, that little nickel could potentially boost your coin collection and your bank account. But here's the best part. The coin world is full of hidden gems like this. And if you want to learn more about which coins could make you rich, okay, maybe not rich, but richer than you were yesterday, then you'll want to stick around. So, if you found this video helpful or even just mildly entertaining, hey, I'll take it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and treasure hunts to share with you. Let's turn that spare change into serious cash.